Every morning before sunrise, she laced up her worn-out shoes and walked 10 miles, not because she had to, but because she refused to let go of her dream. This is the story of Anaya, a young girl whose footsteps echoed with determination, and it might just change the way you see your own journey. Meet Anaya, a 17-year-old girl from a small rural village in India. She lived in a modest two-room home with her parents and younger siblings, surrounded by dusty roads and endless fields. Her family worked hard just to get by. Her father was a farmer and her mother took care of the house. There was no internet, no convenience, and definitely no easy access to opportunity. But Anaya had something rare, an unshakable dream. She wanted to become a doctor, not for prestige or money but because of something deeply personal. When she was 11, her grandmother fell ill. It was a simple infection that could have been treated easily in a clinic. But there wasn't one nearby. No one came. They had to wait 2 days for help, and by then it was too late. Anaya stood helplessly beside her grandmother's bed, watching her fade away. That pain burned into her heart. And from that moment she made a silent vow: one day I'll be the one who saves lives. But there was a challenge: education. The only high school with science classes was 10 miles away in the next town. That's nearly 16 kilometers. There were no buses, no bicycles, and no shortcuts. Most girls in her village didn't even go to high school. Some were married off early. Others dropped out after middle school. The idea of walking that far, every single day just to go to school? It seemed impossible to many. But not to Anaya. On her first day of school, she tied her books in a cloth bag, packed a small lunch of roti and pickle, and left before the sky even turned blue. The roads weren't paved. She walked through fields, crossed narrow streams, and passed stray dogs and cattle. Sometimes it rained. Sometimes it was over 100 degrees. And sometimes she'd hear people mock her. Why walk so far? Girls don't need science. 10 miles? Are you trying to be a hero? But Anaya didn't stop. Each step became a part of her purpose. She would reach school just as the first bell rang, mud on her shoes, sweat on her forehead, but a spark in her eyes. She sat in the front row, asked questions, stayed after class to revise, and helped others who were struggling. Her teachers started noticing her. One of them, Mr. Ramesh, even offered her old textbooks and exam guides. He asked her one day, "Why do you try so hard?" And she said, "Because someone has to. I want to be that someone." This went on for months, day in day out. 5 days a week, 20 miles total, walking to school and back. No excuses, no days off. Her family supported her emotionally, but they couldn't help financially. So Anaya took on small jobs on weekends. She helped neighbors with chores. She even tutored younger students in her village to earn a few rupees. People began to take notice. Some still criticized her, but others started admiring her. Mothers told their daughters, "Look at Anaya. If she can do it, so can you." She was slowly changing the mindset of the entire village, without even realizing it. By the end of her final year, Anaya topped her class in biology and chemistry. She applied for the National Medical Entrance Exam, a difficult test that most students take with expensive coaching. Anaya had no coaching, no private tuition, just borrowed books, her school teachers, and her relentless determination. She sat for the exam in the city, her first time ever traveling that far. She didn't even know how to use an escalator. But that didn't matter. What mattered was the paper in front of her, and the dream in her heart. And when the results came out, Anaya had scored in the top 1%. She got admission to a government medical college, with a full scholarship. Tears ran down her father's face when she told him. Her mother lit a small lamp in the name of her late grandmother. The whole village came to congratulate her. She had done the unthinkable. Not just walked 10 miles a day, but walked through doubt, through pain, through mockery, and reached her dream. But here's the part no one talks about. The path to our dreams is rarely straight and never smooth. Sometimes the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is just the willingness to walk. Every step Anaya took wasn't just about reaching school. It was a statement that said, "I won't wait for the world to make it easier for me. I'll take the long road if it leads to where I belong." She didn't have privilege. She didn't have power, but she had purpose. And that was enough to change her life and inspire an entire generation of girls in her village to stay in school. So if you're watching this and thinking your dream is too far, too hard, too unrealistic, remember Anaya. Remember that success doesn't always ride in fancy cars or fly on private jets. Sometimes it walks through dust and heat with nothing but heart. And here's a question for you. What would you walk 10 miles for? What dream is worth your pain, your time, your everything? Let us know in the comments. Who inspires you? What's your 10-mile journey? And if this story touched you even a little, hit that subscribe button. Because we'll keep bringing you real stories of real people who never gave up. People just like Anaya. Thanks for watching. Your dream is waiting. Start walking.